would Anakin be a good dad if he didn't turn to the dark side and he actually was able to take care of Luke and Leia? Because I think one of the things that I think a lot of people don't like remember, or sort of like kind of just forget, and even I kind of forget, is that Anakin didn't know that he was gonna have twins. Like, he truly was not. Like, he was fully expecting to have one child, and doing that an entire argument of like, well, I guess Force users or Jedi can't sense life in wombs of pregnant women. That's an entire session for another thing, because I guess they can't, because Anakin never realized that Padme was having twins. And now, thing he did realize until Return of the Jedi, he didn't know Luke was his son until after the original trilogy was going on. So I mean, him realizing they had twins, I don't think it even crossed his mind. So, let's just say Anakin did not turn to the dark side. Let's just say, the events of Revenge of the Sith had a happy ending, and just would Anakin be a good dad then? I see him struggling a little bit, because like I said, he had no idea he was going to have twins. I see him, you can tell a story, there could be a story, like a what-if story, in a couple months after Luke and Leia are born, where he's like struggling to take care of two kids. Like the regular, like I think every parent knows the struggle of taking care of kids when they first are born. Even though I don't know that, I don't have children, but, that's the struggle of every parent. That's a very common story that's told in media of the struggle when they're first born, trying to take care of them. It's a lot of work, and I can see Anakin struggling with that, even though he's the chosen one. He's, a Force user, a Jedi. But there is a light spot in this entire thing, because Anakin will definitely treat Luke and Leia and he will try to do his best to give them the best childhood ever, and for him to grow up happy and healthy. Because Anakin did not grow up in a very safe environment. Being on Tatooine, doing pod racing, Watto was his owner, like him and his mother were, owed to him, and so it was a very crappy situation that Anakin grew up in, and he did not have a good childhood, and probably not do what his other father figures tried to do, because Anakin's father figures is not that great. He had Watto, which was, he's a crappy dude. He just didn't really care about Anakin unless he gave him money, unless he was profitable. And you had Qui-Gon, which could be a good father figure, but he died, so Anakin will never know that. Then he had Palpatine. Well, I guess, yeah, he had Palpatine, which obviously that was not good. Obviously, he's a terrible father figure. Then finally, you can make an argument of Obi-Wan being a father figure in Attack of the Clones, but again, Obi-Wan's more of a brother to Anakin, so that's more where he fits in. So he'll probably do his best to make Luke and Leia the best child ever, making Anakin a good father. Like, he'll always be there for them, he'll always take care of them, he'll always look out for them, like how a good father should be. He doesn't want to make the same mistakes that his other four father figures tried to do. Well, granted, two of them were actually terrible people. One of them died early on, and the last one was not meant to be a father figure at all. But, like I said, Anakin doesn't really have a good father figure to really look up to. Also, I do think that Anakin would try to teach Luke and Leia about the Force. Like, I can fully see him training them to be, I'm not saying Jedi per se, but like, because Luke and Leia are Force sensitive, like they both are. I can see Anakin totally training them, with using the Force, but not necessarily in the Jedi way, because obviously Anakin does not like all the dogmatic views of the Jedi. Obviously he, got married and had kids. He doesn't follow the rules of the Jedi, so he would teach Luke and Leia to be more open-minded and trustable with the Force. I guess one last thing is I can also see in this what if, probably Obi-Wan and Ahsoka probably would visit Anakin and Padme, because they're friends. It makes sense. I can totally see that happening. There's that one image, I don't know if I have to find it, of like all of them together, like if everything was happily ever after, which is a very wholesome image, and if I can find it, I'll show it right now. But I just love the image, and that's kind of the inspiration for this video. Do you think that's how Anakin would behave? Because honestly, I don't really know. There's no way of knowing. I feel like Anakin would just be one of those regular dads that's just trying their best to take care of twins. Because like, trying to take care of twins is not an easy thing to do. Granted, I have no experience in that, but I'm just saying it sounds difficult to do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe. We're gonna go now, so goodbye everyone.